Thermal Sound Wave.
It's Thermal Sound Waves, the natural alternative to fast food radio. We are here. C.Truth, Kev Lawrence. We have a guest that's joining us. We're going to get right to him. You know what I mean? Not waste any more time. And joining us right now on the program is the infamous
Anwan Glover.
Anwan Glover.
AKA, I don't want to just keep going to AKA, but I'll just stick with Anwan Glover. If you want to say the AKA, then we can, but I don't want to box you in like that.
That's cool, man.
I can say the AKA?
Yeah, you can. It's cool.
Man, Mr. Hood-related Slim Charles, what up, though, man?
Man, hey, just here, brother. Just grinding, man. Just trying to stay on the surface with this COVID pushing around, man, and putting everybody in a little box. But we still trying as best as we can to stay safe and trying to put that message out there for everybody to stay safe and their family, you know.
Well, you know, you got the hood antidote. You know. Listen, we listen to music, grew up on music, so we're gonna get into that though. But you know, it's an honor to have you here. You know, people may have known you from a certain TV show you was on, but your history goes way deeper than that.
Yeah, he's done a lot of things since then and before then too.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. You know, it's like, you know, I going to visit my grandmother in D.C. before we moved out to Silver Springs, Maryland, and it was like,
yeah,
I was always hip to a certain kind of music,
right
out there.
But before we get to the music, let me just let him floss real quick. Let him stun on people. Let me run down the credits.
Sometimes you
for
got
those because people may be like, man, who's this dude? Ain't dude? Listen,
you know how they do.
Yo,
you do that little show. You know the little show. Like,
yeah. Y'all, listen, y'all know him most widely, okay, from The Wire, the critically acclaimed show, as Slim Charles on there. He also was on Law and Order SVU. He also was on Ugly Betty. He also was on Treme. He was also in the film Love. He also did the joint, you know what I'm saying? The Deuce. That's right. Another critically
he does like
acclaimed,
New York people. Okay, cool.
Another critically acclaimed show, you know what I mean? So he's been out there doing it and getting it, and we can talk about the music side of things, as you were just about to get into, Kev.
I know about some of that stuff. I know he did the Deuce also. I thought he hated New Yorkers.
Nah.
Listen, on The Wire, man, I was like, nah, fam. Like, yo, me and the homies was like, yo, I think he don't like New Yorkers, man. He fights off that lie.
The characters take you there, man. That's the writers, man. We got love for New York. You know what I'm saying?
You know, since you mentioned that, how was it when you was working with Idris Elba, knowing the character he portrayed on, you know, that show, and then his real life accent?
Man, Big Driss, man, he's like a big brother, man. Like when I first got on set, we like ran lines in this trailer. You know what I mean? And he's been like an inspiration, a big go-to, like ever since. He always answered the text, the phone, no matter what. Even if you hit him, he always hit you back and be like, man, you just got to keep pushing, man, no matter what. He just one of those ones that's like, that really went to big stardom and just the same guy that I first met on set.
And you had a few people out there, they didn't know, like, yo, this guy has an English accent, but he's this guy over here. Because that's the homie for us. So we was rolling together and traveling, and it was like, women would be like, wait, what? English accent? But you that too? And it was hilarious being around him. It's like, I know, yeah.
He could turn it on and turn it off in a second. But that's what was the greatest part about him, because he was just super dope, man. Like, you wouldn't even think that guy was that person. Like, he just funny, you know what I mean, love music, DJ, the all-around guy, you know?
Yes, and has really progressed in all of those areas as well. Like, you know, taking the craft seriously, like not just taking it for granted, like really taking it seriously and putting in that work, as you have. And in addition to acting, you're also a founder of the Backyard Band, the Go-Go.
Yep.
No, we got to say it again. See, the Backyard Band.
My bad. The Backyard Band. Go-Go.
That's me.
Getting it down. You know what I mean? Big G.
Yeah, that's me, man.
G Prince. You know what I'm saying? Doing it up, man.
Weenie, yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just a beautiful thing. Like with that dope mute DC, when that hit, and it just went viral. You know what I mean? It just put a spotlight on the city. a lot of people, like, if you're a native of here, you go to the armed services and you go across the world. We got Washingtonians everywhere. But when that WDC hit with the Coachella down U Street and Florida Avenue, and then with the BET Awards with Sugar Bear and Funk with Red Essence and EU, doing that with Taraji, and it was just it was a beautiful platform, man. And then, like, more people knew, and then people that didn't know was like, "What is that? God damn, that's dope." But then it was like, "Oh, that's the butt," and like, but we have so much more to offer. You know what I mean? That's so of an old song, but you know what I mean? It's one of the signature songs as far as Sardines with Junkyard and Def Jam Records back in the day. You know what I mean?
Spike
So
Lee.
it's just with Spike Lee. You know what I mean?
He
So it's
introduced
like
that to us.
and I was just like, back then, and I asked Sugar Bear, I was like, man, how did you get with Spike Lee and then let go? He was like, nah, we was moving around. I was like, man, Spike Lee, I still be with, like, right there in his backpack. Like, I'd have been, like, bigger. You know what I'm saying? I'd be bigger. If I was right there with Spike, it was no holds barred, bro. I'd have been like, hey, Spike, like, you know. But, you know, everything happened for a reason, man.
Right. It's Thermal Sound Waves, the natural alternative. We hear C.Truth, Kev Lawrence. We talking to Mr. G Prince, a.k.a. Anwan Glover, you know what I'm saying, the actor extraordinaire and the musician extraordinaire. Now, what started for you first? Was it the music or was it the acting? And question number 2, are there similarities between the go-go music and Zydeco music, music coming out of New Orleans, Treme, in that area?
Yeah, well, basically it was like the music, but I always was into like stage plays and things of that nature, but it wasn't really no outlets here in DC for acting. I always wanted to be on TV, but it wasn't no outlet. So once I got that time to audition and go to Pro Scout and go to Philly, then Arizona, then back home, and then audition for The Wire, that was my break. But I always wanted to be in television. But being in music was my love, still is my love. But it's like a juggle, man. You know what I mean? I love, like, my music and I love my filming. And, like, far as right here in, like, New Orleans, that was a good question because we did a rap party where the rapping of Treme, we battled the front line of New Orleans band at the club called Tripitina's in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. And it was dope, man. We had a big time, like the cast from The Wire. We did a big performance in the front line performers of Treme. They did a big show, and like the cast members of The Wire danced. We played the theme song of The Wire, man. It was crazy. I'm talking about everybody was jamming and dancing. People that really never heard us play before. It was crazy.
And you know what?
And I thought that was brilliant for Dave Simon to put that together. It was amazing.
You know, for people that don't know, front line, when you see people in New Orleans doing that dance and it's like, you think they skipping and all that, they ain't skipping. Man. It's an art to it, and they make it look so beautiful. And that culture is a deep culture of the and also the indigenous blacks that were there, that were actually the natives. They're the real Indians.
That have that the real Mardi Gras,
the
real Mardi Gras parade that goes on. Y'all need to check that out. Like it's
different and everything.
It goes all the way down to the food, man. The stepping, the horns, man. The caterers. It's crazy, and they open their arms to people, man, that come from other cities. And they embrace everybody, man. That's like one of my other homes besides New York. New Orleans is one of my second homes, man.
And the original name for New Orleans was Bubancha. And if you actually look at the history of New Orleans, is a very matter of fact, most of America's history is actually in like the Louisiana area. A big chunk of America's history. And you know, when you take a look at it, it's very, very beautiful. Shout out to everybody from Kenner also. And all that, you know, with you and your music, you know, hearing the go-go, there are still some people out there that don't understand go-go because, you know, they're saying like, you know, there's a band, but when they see you, they be like, yo, where these dudes at? These with the Hood Report and all that, antidote, like, like hood dudes, but you actually know how to read music and play music. So,
like it's so crazy if you really do the history and then you look at it. Like if you're familiar with Chucky Thompson, that was with Bad Boy. He did Mary J's album, My Life. He did Biggie's album. He did Nas One Mic.
Yep.
He went on to do several big, like, tremendous projects.
Turn Away.
And
the song is Turn Away, right?
That's Chucky Booker.
Yeah,
Chucky
and
Booker
we started right in Chucky Thompson's basement. And Chucky was one of our keyboard players. I mean, he was older than us, but he taught us music. We learned from him, and he was actually introduced me to Chuck Brown, the Godfather.
Wow.
And I was 15 years old, and they took me into Kilimanjaro, and I never looked back after that.
Gucci Man.
So it's like, you know, we've been like great friends with Brad Jordan, which is Scarface. We have YouTube stuff with Scarface performing in Miami, KOD's, DC Howard Theater. I talk to him on a weekly basis. He's one of my mentors. Devin the Dude. So we have a real heavy Texas, Houston-based family, all the way down to Slim Thug, Bun B. I perform with Tupac, perform with Biggie, Heather B.
Wow.
Big up to Heather B.
Onyx.
Man.
Great.
Yeah, Onyx, old Dirty Bastard, Biz Markie. The list goes on, man. So it's like, you know, we have been doing it for a long time, but we just stay humble, and you know what I mean? Like, the new generation hip hop is super dope, pretty cool, but like we have a lot of older relationships with a lot of the older guys, and then, you know, like Wale came out of here, Shaq Glizzy came out of here. It's a bunch of guys that came out of here, man, but we've been taught that music from a long way. I played French horn as a kid, and I played mellophone.
Wow.
And we did a lot of things, man, but, you know, also we've been in the street life as well. Been shot 12, 13 times, and, you know, I was able to turn my life around and keep pushing. But it's just a craft, man, and it's a love here. It's like a pot of gumbo. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like New Orleans, you got to know to love it. And I tell people you have to experience it and see it live, and just like look at YouTube. It's different. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are like, oh, they make noise and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? You got to see it. We know music. We read music. You know what I mean? My keyboard players, like my guitar, my whole band went on tour, was on tour with Raheem DeVaughn. Bob and them guys did records with Genuine, Missy Elliott. They've been around, man. You know what I mean? Been to England, been to Amsterdam. We recently, not too long ago, last year, when we were in Africa, we went to the Cape Coast. We performed at the slave castles.
Wow.
In Ghana. We performed on Labadi Beach. Man, we have fans all over, man. You know what I mean? There's people ready to travel with us, ready to go to Ghana. And it was a blessing. And I learned not to complain about anything once I saw how people lived in Ghana. You have rich and you have poor everywhere in the world, but it's really some really poor people that don't complain about anything. We met a sister that had 4 kids, and she lived on the beach down by the water. It was really, really tore down in poverty. And all the kids wanted was a soccer ball, and they were so happy to get a soccer ball. And with $80, you can feed them for 7 to 8 months with just $80. Wow. And I was like, man, this world is so much more than just complaining about a pair of sneakers or just worrying about the smaller things in life, Instagram, Facebook, when we have people that really embraced our music and our culture and our sound in a whole nother country, part of the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was beautiful, man.
It's Thermal Sound Waves, the natural alternative to fast food radio. We here, C.Truth, Kev Lawrence. We're talking to Mr. Anwan Glover here with us on the program.
Shout out to Ali Roberson also.
Yeah, big up to Ali Roberson, of course.
R.A.
Hey, that's my age. You know what I'm saying? That's Miss A. I call her Miss A.
Exactly, yeah.
That's my lady, strong lady, man. She's been with me, like, holding it down. Like, I don't know if I got enough time to tell her story. Like, she took me on like an orphanage kid, man. You know what I'm saying? And like, she been rocking with me ever since. Like, and she don't never turn the channel on me. She always like, you gotta push harder, Anwan. Yeah, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. And it's like, that's like an auntie, man. You know what I mean? And she's super strong in my corner, and you know what I mean? You gotta have love for her. I love her.
Hey, Anwan, you know, we trying to like, you know, you said she took you in like an orphanage.
Yeah,
we trying to push in and put 2 other beds in an orphanage right now.
We're trying to get a sit down with her for me.
Come on, Anwan, move over.
Hey,
we coming through extra beds. We in the room, son.
Hey, that's real, right? Because she's one of the ones, man, that like why I'm moving the way I'm moving. You know what I mean? Because when I jumped in, I had no representation. And shout out to Zip. I called him Zip as Jamie Hector from Brooklyn. And Jamie, you know what I mean? And Zippy, he was like, hey, go right there. You know what I mean? She gonna take care of you.
Yes,
and
yes.
that was that.
Yeah, man. Big ups to Jamie Hector, man, for all the stuff that he's done, you know what I'm saying, on screen, on stage, and the organization that he has too, man. Moving mountains.
Moving mountains.
Beautiful
baby.
thing.
Yeah, heavy,
beautiful thing.
Heavy.
Beautiful thing, man. Real quick, what do you got going on as far as the screen, the tube? What projects you got coming that people can check for?
Okay, so I've been auditioning for a bunch of stuff now. You know, the Deuce is now gone. You can catch me on Prospect with Pedro Pascal from the Game of Thrones and Narcos.
Wow.
I play a space junkie named Meekin. A movie that I'm in called Taste, I shot that as well. And Seattle, I got a Seattle-based family, Sheep Films. They look out for the kid. They call me occasionally. I just read for a bunch of other stuff. Miss Allie just sent some stuff down the pipeline I just read for, waiting to see if I get it. We have a huge project right here in D.C. called Transitions under Overdose Entertainment that's on Amazon Prime. I play the lead, Adonis Blackwell, waiting for a big pickup on that. I'm also working on my documentary on my life right now, the Anwan Glover story. And, man, just staying focused right now. I stepped away from radio because I thought my value was bigger and they didn't see it. But now I've been getting calls for me to come back, but I'm really not.
Yes.
Ready to come back to radio right now.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? I never lost on radio. 13 years, I always had the number one slot. But if they're not seeing the same vision you're seeing, you got to step away sometime for bigger and better things.
We know that.
I'm ready to start my YouTube. I'm getting ready to start my YouTube channel. It's a bunch of stuff, man. I'm working with the youth right now with depression. I'm working with Don't Mute DC. Go Get Tested, where you get this COVID test. And know your status and help everybody out in my city. G Saki brand with my sock company we building for homeless youth. I'm touching on the youth because hypothermia is the most important thing right now with the temperatures low, and socks are the least things that homeless people have. We're doing that, pushing that out. We're feeding the homeless. I'm working with the Jakari D. Brown Foundation. This young sister, Marquita, lost her son to cancer, and she feeds the homeless. She gives out all of the cancer kids' families gifts during this time. They used to be in treatment with her kid, and she's a strong sister. I'm doing that with her, with the band doing virtual Zoom calls when we can't really be out there with our people. I just really like to be out in the community doing more for my community more than anything. We get ready to do a big thing with Downtown Locker Room, DTLR, with a 90 bike giveaway at the DTLR, where I'm teaming up with them, giving out 90 bikes to this football team and the less fortunate that really can't buy their kids bikes. We're doing a bunch, man. We just covering our city, man, putting our arms around the city. And we done lost a lot of young kids and females in our city to gun violence. We just lost a 15-month-old kid. Was shot in the car with his dad, and his dad had to hand the baby over to the paramedics. We just had a father lost with his baby in the carriage on 21st and Northeast, was shot. We just had a young 9-year-old girl sister was shot. We had a 2-year-old sister that was shot last week. So it's more babies and females being killed and murdered. So we trying to, man, really work with that. So I'm putting my more time into that, into the community right now, but still auditioning for roles as well. It'll blow your mind how many things I read for, man. But we're still hoping and praying that we get it. And I'm still right here in my city, and that's why I say Miss Allie is so big of an advocate of mine, because I've been to the move to L.A., New York, and did that, but I still catch a pass from right here, and I get on a plane or I get on the train and go get it and come right back.
Yes, indeed. Wow, that's beautiful. All the things that you're doing, man, and everything that you got going on, and with all that, you definitely gonna be seen. You're gonna get like at least 3, 4, 5 roles from all the stuff that you've been doing.
Guess what? I can't wait, man. You know what I'm saying? And when you got a team like when RNA Entertainment, man, with management, RNA Management with Ms. A was Miss Y'all call her Allie. But it's like she just always pushed, man, and the things that they're doing over there with moving mountains, man, with those kids are making big strides, man. They on projects, moving, and they do a lot in the community as well in Brooklyn and New York. So it's like, you know, they just, like I said, I was an orphanage, man. You know, I'm an orphan, and they pulled me in, and I'm still moving.
You just gotta make sure, you know, that when we come down to DC, that we could go in the refrigerator, because you're doing a lot of projects, so that means you're gonna have a lot of food in the refrigerator, and we want to get some food. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of food,
if I ain't got nothing, I got plenty of that for you, bro. You gotta come and chill out back.
All right, I'm gonna come there.
Over.
We're gonna come there.
We'll put the grill. We'll fire the grill up. Whatever y'all want to do, y'all can do y'all part. Y'all can do y'all radio from right here. We'll line it up. It's no
Crank
problem.
it.
Yes.
Crank it.
That's what I'm
get
talking
it going,
about.
and you can hold me to that.
No doubt. No doubt.
Big shout out to my man Ant Dog, aka Anthony White from DC. I know when he hears this, he's gonna go crazy. He is super DC, and he loves y'all to death. And last thing, you gotta tell us, what is mambo sauce?
Okay, mambo sauce is a mixture of a sauce like a ketchup base and a few other mixtures in it, and you put it on chicken. Like for us right here, we put it on everything, man. People put it on their eggs and everything. But it was originated like to go on chicken, and then people like, I always like it on chicken, my fries, all that. You know what I mean? It's really good. So I'm gonna get you guys some real mambo sauce.
Mambo
so,
sauce.
I met a guy in the Foot Locker up there in New York. He was like, man, when you come back, you gotta bring me some mambo sauce. So I bring him some mambo sauce. And every time I see him, like, man, Anwan, you better bring me some goddamn mambo sauce. Man, they be telling me they got mambo sauce. That's not the real mambo sauce. So yeah, that mambo sauce is a ketchup based sauce, man. It's so good. They got a district mambo sauce. And it's real good. It's really good. But that's how you know. Mambo sauce and New Balance sneakers right here.
And high socks.
Definitely. Now, tell everybody where they can get at you, social media and all that before you go.
Oh man, Anwan Glover, ANWANGLOVER. That's on my Instagram. I got like 16,000 followers. And also the Backyard Band, BACKYARD. That's on Instagram, Facebook as well. And I'm here, man. You know what I mean? You can catch me. We moving. We doing a bunch of things in the community. I embrace all my people, no matter where you from or where you at. It's what you're doing. And just try to bring a young kid up. You know what I mean? There's a lot of violence going on right now. I always say, give them hugs and not slugs, man. Catch me out here. I'm out here, man. Tune in to me, man. You can catch me on Cameo, too. If I'm on Cameo, all you got to do is search Anwan Glover on Cameo, and I get the people a shout-out, man. They like to talk to Slim Charles. They like to talk to Leon. They like to talk to Trey. They like to talk to everybody, man. So, you know what I mean? I'm different characters, man, and I can be that for you.
All right.
Only $75 to tune in.
Listen, we appreciate you taking time out to join us on the program, man. We definitely appreciate it.
We just followed you too on IG.
Hey, man, guess what, man? Hey, have me again, man. Be safe, and your family as well.
Be safe.
Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace.
All right, peace.
Amen.
It's the Thermal Sound Waves, the natural alternative to fast
What up,
food
DC?
radio.
Thermal sound wave.